Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our afternoon edition of Big Brother 22 All-Stars Live Feed Spoilers. We are hours away from the Eviction show airing. I don't know if they're taping it in advance or doing anything weird like they did last week.
I hope it's just going to be live.
Yeah, if it is pre-taped, it is pre-taped, and whatever, we'll deal with that. But we'll talk here about the last second campaigning that is going on, where there's alternating delusions of grandeur and then also realism at the same time.
It's interesting. It's a mixed bag, guys.
It's a mess, and we'll also have the head of household predictions, which is very hard to do during a crapshoot, but we'll do it anyway, because why not?
Yeah.
If you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you do want to support us more, check those links to the store, our Patreon. We do live chats the end of every month. And just as a quick note here, AC update, the AC repair guy is supposedly currently working on this.
Yeah, he came in and shut our AC off, so that's fun.
Yeah, it was
and then said he'd be back in 2 minutes, and it's been an hour, so we were like, Matt, let's jump in here before it is just a sweat box. But yes, just in case, we're getting to the end of this video and then he comes back and the dog is loud, this is why.
Yeah, it may have a very abrupt ending. We're just rolling with this. We'll see kind of what happens. But let's get to the state of the vote. Nicole, Anthony, David, what's happening? Who is getting evicted?
It's probably Nicole Anthony. It's pretty much locked in stone. I mean, Danny even went and told her she's going home.
Yeah, there's still been last minute campaigning here for sure, including Kaser. Okay, Kaser, I'm gonna pretend you can hear me. I love you. You are incredible entertainment. You need to sometimes not be so gullible. I don't know how you didn't learn this from your first 2 times playing this show.
Yeah, it's really strange, but I would think that if you're in this house and someone's not giving you a straight yes, and they're kind of being like, man, footing around something, then the answer is no, it's not what you think it is.
Kaser's just talking to Nicole. He did this at least at one point. I mean, the tides have already turned a little bit since then, but at one point it was very much I got this. Nicole, you've got the votes. Be confident in it. Memphis, he's gonna keep you. Just talk to Memphis if it's a tie vote, and he'll let you know. This man is. People are lying to you, Kaser, or they're just not telling you the information.
Yeah, He's not getting straight information, and for some reason he's reading into this as a positive. As long as he's not getting a no, then maybe it's a yes, and that's typically not the way it is. It's typically the opposite. If people aren't being straight with you, then get out. It's not happening then.
I would assume that some of these people would at least come clean and make it very clear to him before the eviction that they're not voting in Nicole Anthony's way. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a near unanimous vote tonight for that very reason.
I just wonder if maybe nobody wants to come clean about it because this HOH, we're going to talk more about it, but it is, or at least it seems like this is one of those crapshoot HOHs where it's throw the ball, whatever number it lands in, throw a beanbag through a hole, whatever it is. It's just complete luck. So with it being so close, I'm wondering if people are just nervous.
There's 2 schools of thought here strategically on whether or not you say something to Janelle or Kaser or try to blindside them, because if you don't say anything to them and you blindside them, maybe they're going to be really turned up and they're going to be extra incentivized, or maybe they'll be rattled altogether and they won't do well.
I think for the most part, people feel like they know who Janelle's going to really kind of want to target with stuff. I mean, maybe some of these other people are just like, there's bigger fish to fry than me. So if Kaser's mad, he's not going to be really that mad at me. Everybody's doing the same thing to him.
The most ridiculous part of all of the nonsense this morning is Memphis and Nicole Anthony did have a conversation eventually, and Memphis told her that 90% he would vote for her in the event that it was a tie and that she could stay.
Memphis!
90% of the time it works. All the time. Okay, I'm done with
my goodness, it's brutal. I don't know why he just didn't say yes or no. Like, it really doesn't matter, because if she's going home and he says yes, it doesn't matter because she's not here anymore. And, if he tells her no, it doesn't matter because she's not here anymore.
It's such a ridiculous statement, because he knows that he's not even gonna
nonsense.
He's not gonna be in that position anyway, because Christmas isn't voting with the Janelle and Kaser side. And listening to all of Christmas's made up excuses for this, by the way, are very, very entertaining, because she doesn't want to be like, I have an alliance, so instead she's doing stuff like, I don't want to divide the house this early. I don't want to create any negative environments. Like Christmas, the house is still divided. Just because you're not voting on this side, it doesn't change anything.
No, and everybody knows that it's divided. I think Christmas is she's just in a very unique position because she is with a big alliance. But because of what she did with the safety suite, she looks like a free agent. She really is in an interesting spot that we don't normally actually see much.
No, and I think it's just she's somebody who she's positioned herself reasonably well so that she can be this flexible, but yet she can also rely on these numbers, and unless she saw something really, really terrible that ends up blowing up the Blob Alliance, which is already on the verge of this anyway, she can continue to be a double agent for really as long as she wants.
So I'm not sure how much more campaigning we're really going to see. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, and, Danny has told Nicole that it's over. That was a really interesting talk, actually.
It was for just a lot of different reasons, how she relayed the message, everything that Danny had to say in general. It was weird, and this whole day is weird because it's like Ian also goes to David, and Ian is like to David, okay, you've got my vote no matter what. Ian needs to stop making a big production out of his vote. He did this last week too, where he's like, no matter where any of the other votes fall, David, you got me. I got you. It's like, David already knows he's fine, Ian. I don't think he needs doing your version of your punishment where you're reading the scripts from the space play, except you're talking about your vote.
I think he's just trying to make those bonds the best way that he can, to be like, I got you. You may not need my vote, but you've got my vote. I'm in your corner. It's just the vote is very important in that way that, if I was in the house and hearing somebody be like, I got you, you got my vote, that's going to make me feel immediately bonded with them, even if it's like, well, I don't really need your vote. But that's really cool that I have your vote. I mean, I get what he's doing. It can work.
It can work, and I think he's just trying to keep his options open, making it look like he's in control of what he's doing, that he's flexible. And Ian won the game for a reason, and I think him being up front in a sea of people that are just like, oh, I don't know, I think that could actually help him.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I mean, Ian is going to need people. And I know that David is with this sort of with the bros and with Tyler and stuff like that, but David may not forget this.
He may not. And the numbers are going to be so interesting moving forward now, too, because I think Kevin, he's starting to see the light. I think Kevin kind of has no choice but to work with Janelle and Kaser moving forward.
It's too late.
I know.
Going into this HOH, we're just in this weird spot where it's like everybody else and then Janelle, Kaser, and maybe Kevin, because if Kevin wins, he's just going to go to take them out too. So really, we've got Janelle and Kaser, and if they win, they might be able to bring in Kevin at that point.
Yeah.
But really, just these two. If they don't win, one of them is going.
This is where we get to the predictions for the next HOH, and I understand really there's no way of knowing anything, but I'm going to try to will something into existence here.
Do it.
Because this is the thing. Even if you don't like Janelle, I think this season it needs a Janelle HOH because I don't want to see kind of a straight up predictable game. I want to see both sides scramble. And to me, the best Big Brother winners are the ones that face significant adversity. That's why, even though Dan didn't even win 14, that's why so many people wanted to see him win, because he faced so much adversity around Dan's funeral or everything else. And I just think those are the reminders of how good people are. So I am going to predict that Janelle wins HOH so that we can see people scramble, get some drama, see people turn on each other. I want all of this. Let's Make it happen.
I really want to see a Janelle win, and I'm not. Kaser is more of a wild card. You don't really know exactly where he's going to go with that, but Janelle's going to pick somebody who's a big target on the other side, and I don't want to just watch Janelle and Kaser go up on the block, one goes home, then the next week the other one goes home, and then it's Kevin, and now we're just left with everybody else. It's going to make for a really long, drawn out next 3 weeks that nobody really wants to watch.
No.
But I don't think that side is going to win, because I'm just going on what it's been like the past few seasons, and it has been this giant alliance just hands the HOH back and forth until there's only like one person left on the other side of the house.
Here's the biggest thing is that I know people are going to get down if Janelle or Kaser don't win HOH, but I would say this. Let's try to think positively overall, because there's still a lot of time left this season. This is just week 2. I think whoever stays between Janelle and Kaser, there's at least a chance one of them could go a little bit further if they are a free agent. I don't necessarily think it's doom and gloom, but I will give you guys the darkest timeline version of what's going to happen tonight. Okay. Nicole F wins HOH,
Oh,
and then
you can see yourself out.
she goes on some like pedestal in her speech about Janelle and how America's gonna love this and how this is somehow
Yep.
like revenge for like Amazing Race and things that actually have more to do with Rachel Riley than
Oh my
Janelle.
God.
And okay, I'm sorry.
I thought you were putting a positive
I am,
stuff
I think-
into the... No.
I said that's the darkest timeline. I want the sunshine timeline of at least unpredictability.
The thing is I have, if Janelle doesn't win, I think Janelle ends up leaving this week coming up. I do think there's a possibility that Kaser could stay a little bit longer, that the other side could find ways to work with him or use him, because he's a little sort of unpredictable, but he does have this sort of charming dad side. So, I mean, it does work.
Yeah, there is still chances for this season to be good, I think, and I've enjoyed it so far, even though, you know, things haven't gone the way in which I think a lot of people would want. But I just think any Big Brother season, you can't judge it entirely from the first couple weeks. Sometimes we have a great start and a not so great finish as well. So we will see where things go. I have put Janelle out into the world as the next HOH.
I actually think it's going to be someone from the other side. It's going to be like a Danny or a Nicole F or something like that. But thanks very much, everyone, for watching. The AC Guy's back, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you guys.